Hello, I'm Nathan Gonzalez, and I'm going to be talking about gender representation, specifically tennis and its media coverage, and how that topic will benefit your organization, the United States Tennis Association, in the future. So the question that I came up with is, are men tennis players more favored than women tennis players? And is there a difference in media coverage between the two genders? This is a problem, and it's been studied in the past, and I feel that this problem can be answered and can benefit your organization in the future. The 1970s is when we begin to see this whole formation of tennis-related gender research, due to the fact that Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King had their whole Battle of the Sexes match that caused an uproar of gender-related research. In the early 1980s is when we saw a study done about magazine articles and how tennis players were being portrayed in various magazines, and if men's and women's were in a positive or a negative light. But the study that I kind of want to touch base on now is fairly recent. It was done in 2011, particularly because it has to deal with the US Open, which is the tournament that your organization holds every year. And it was done by Keenan Clavel, and what they wanted to see was the framing of athletes on various articles as well as internet sites. And the idea here was that graduate students would frequently check byline articles on a 16-day period, and 14 of those days involved tournament play. The results tremendously showed that men's tennis was being covered more than women's was. And this kind of shows the never-ending cycle that, there's a constant battle of proper representation for women's sports, going back to the 1970s to fairly recent. But I feel like there is kind of a gap in today's world. So the next slide I'm going to talk about how I will conduct research on how to see gender representation in today's media coverage of tennis. And in order to answer this question, I feel that there needs to be strong research and methods to go along with it. I think the perfect tool for this is surveys, because surveys allow me to reach a large, diverse population. I want to reach people that are qualified, and by qualified I mean that they need to understand and frequently watch the sport of tennis, whether it's online, television, or in person, or if they're reading news articles about it. I really feel that these are the best people that will give me the most in-depth opinions and perceptions of men's tennis, women's tennis, and tennis as a whole. Because they're the ones that are going to see if there is a gap in gender representation or if there isn't. And I think this is the best route to take when it comes to answering that question. And once I answer that question, I really do think that it'll benefit your organization in the future. So in conclusion, I feel that this whole gap of gender representation in the media can really benefit the USTA. Ideally, y'all are the ultimate platform when it comes to tennis in the United States. Anyone from a beginner to advanced goes to your organization for information as well as playing time and the whole social environment. Even tennis fans around the world know who you are because of the US Open. They know what y'all are capable of, and they know that you're an elite organization that really knows its stuff. And if you also think about it, y'all are trendsetters when it comes to gender equality. Y'all are part of the whole Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs ordeal, as well as the equality of men's and women's tennis salaries when it came to the prize money. And I think this is a great time for y'all to once again be a trendsetter and say, hey, we care about our tennis players, whether they're male or female, and we care about how much media coverage they're getting. We want them to have the equal amount of media coverage, and we want them to be represented in a positive light. So that's kind of the route that I feel is best for the USTA when it comes to gender representation in the media. That's all I have, and I thank you for your time.